Hey guys, I'm Ali. Welcome back to my channel. First of all, kudos to every guitarist out there. As we saw earlier, many people try to learn guitar but quit after a while. And it's even harder for self-taught guitarists as they might give up more easily. So if you're a beginner or wanting to start your guitar journey, don't lose hope. I'm here to help. I've been playing guitar for 15 years now. This is me when I joined my very first guitar retreat back in 2012, I guess. I've made tons of mistakes over those years, so in this video, I want to share a few tips that I wish I knew when I started learning guitar. These tips can save you months or even years of figuring out, allowing you to beat the odds and see progress much faster. Make sure you stick around until the end, as the last tip is a game changer that could potentially transform your guitar journey. Alright, let's go! When I first started, I had no idea how important proper posture was. I held the guitar in a bad position, which eventually led to a rounded shoulder on my right arm. I realized it a few years back and it still isn't fully fixed today. You can tell how much it is gonna affect you if you don't fix your posture now. There are 3 common ways to hold a guitar: the classical way, casual, and standing up. Let's quickly go through the casual method which I use the most. Rest this arc on your right thigh if you're right-handed. Make sure your guitar is upright. Avoid slouching down with the guitar like this. Then bring your right arm around the guitar to hold it tight. Both of your hands should be able to move freely. Relax your shoulders, arms, and hands. Make sure your wrist is relatively straight, not bent at extreme angle. Try to lean forward to see the frets instead of tilting your guitar towards you. Many people begin their guitar journey without any music theory knowledge, and that's absolutely fine. It's not necessary to learn music theory to play our favorite songs. But if your goal is to get good at the guitar and make steady progress, I recommend investing a little bit of time to at least learn the basics of music theory. Why? Let me tell you some of the benefits of learning music theory. Number 1, you understand what you're playing. Number 2, you learn quicker. Number 3, you sight read better. Number 4, you can communicate with other musicians more effectively. For example, let's look at the first few bars of the song From the Start by Leve. The top part shows the musical notations and the bottom is the guitar tab that we guitarists use very often. If I only understood the numbers on the tab and had never listened to the song, I would probably play it like this. However, with basic theory, I would know more information based on what's given. I need a couple on first fret, number 1. The rhythm is 164 beats per minute, number 2. I understand what those circles and dots mean, the note values, and what these rests are. So it should sound like this. Understanding music theory allows you to grasp a lot of information from the score so that you can process it, learn quicker, and play better. By the way, if you're interested in learning this, you can get a tab for free from my newsletter, link in the description. Recording our own playing is one of the best things I discovered recently. Most of us own a smartphone or something that can record, so it is really convenient nowadays. The reason why we should record is that when we are playing, we focus more on our fingers and the score than on the actual sound we are producing. Therefore, recording allows you to listen back and catch on mistakes that you might not have noticed otherwise, as well as to see if you are holding the guitar properly or doing the techniques correctly. Simply put your camera right in front of you and make sure your guitar and both of your hands are in a picture. There you go. If you find any mistake, analyze them by rewatching the recording several times, then refine accordingly. This practice can lead to significant improvements by identifying areas that need work, improving your progress. Let me tell you my experience using my most popular video on this channel, the tap video of The Way by Boa. We slow the video down to 0.5 speed. You can actually hear that I was a little bit behind the track in the very first bar. Now I've added the counting at the background. Try listening to it one more time. Tell me if you can hear the difference. When I was recording the song, I was confident that I played it correctly. That's why I uploaded it. Only after listening to it a few more times after posting the video, the mistake sounds more and more significant to me. One of the biggest mistakes I made early on was trying to play everything at full speed right away. I was so eager to match the original speed of all the songs in the shortest period of time. I thought that was one way to prove that I was making a lot of effort and progress. But I ended up making a lot of mistakes without even realizing it. Only after a few years did I come to realize that playing fast doesn't mean playing well. So here are 3 reasons why we should slow down our playing. First, accuracy over speed. It's better to play accurately at a slower pace than to make a lot of mistakes quickly. Slowing down helps you focus more on hitting the right notes and playing more cleanly, which leads to the second reason, improving techniques. When you slow down, you can focus more on finger placement and picking accuracy, which improves your techniques. Third, building muscle memory. Practicing slowly trains your fingers to remember the correct positions and movements, which is essential for playing faster later on. Let's try this song. There are many semiquavers or 16th notes, meaning it's not too slow. Here's the full speed. Now, let's try to slow it down and focus on accuracy. Notice how much cleaner it sounds when you take your time. Gradually, you can increase the speed while maintaining that accuracy. This is Metronome, an invaluable tool for every musician. I always thought that my rhythmic sense was so strong that I never needed to practice using a metronome. Only when I started recording my own playing, I realized I had always been pushing the tempo faster and faster without even realizing it. Since then, metronome has been my buddy. Using a metronome might feel overwhelming, especially when you are playing something new and more complicated. You might think that the metronome is speeding up or slowing down by itself. But this is exactly why we should use a metronome to practice, as it forces you to practice at the correct tempo. It trains our internal clock, developing discipline and precision in our playing. It is also a great tool to measure our progress. For example, I could only play a scale with 90 BPM, but as I progressed, I could now play very cleanly at 120 BPM. This is measurable progress, which can be very motivating in your guitar learning journey. Using consistent fingerings is really important when it comes to memorization and consistency. One of the common beginner mistakes that I see is using random fingerings. What you want to do is establish the same fingerings throughout your playing to build the correct muscle memory. Once your fingers remember, they automatically know where to go, making your playing more fluid and reliable. It also helps reduces the chances of making mistakes as your fingers get used to the patterns and positions. Then you can now focus on increasing speed without losing accuracy as your fingers have memorized the path. This forms a loop, repeating the process, making you play better and smoother. Let's use one of my videos as an example. So again, the guitar solo part of Due by Boa. This part is played 2 times in the song and I use the exact same fingerings. Look at my left hand. I use 1 2 1 1 3 1 1 3 1 1 3 1 4 1 3 4 3. Then back to 1. Same goes to the second time. Maybe forward and forward. Okay. Then 1 2 1 1 3 1 1 3 1 1 3 1 4 1 3 4 3. Then back to 1 again. If I use different fingerings each time I play, it would only become more confusing and error prone, especially for fast tempo songs like this. Learning something that you love. I know it sounds really silly and obvious. Who would spend extra time doing something that they don't like, right? But this is really important and will keep you from quitting guitar. If you are passionate about what you are doing, it makes the whole learning process far more enjoyable and motivating. When we are trying to learn something new, we often spend a lot of time on things that can improve our skills. Therefore, it's easy to get caught up in practicing techniques and skills, which are definitely important, yes. But if that's all you do, it can start to feel like a chore. Playing something that you love in between those practice sessions makes your learning journey much more joyful and keeps you motivated. Increased motivation makes you practice more, which leads to faster progression. Faster progression means you improve, eventually being able to play more complicated pieces. Then slowly, you'll be able to play something that you wanted to but couldn't play before, and it forms a loop again. Playing something you love, increased motivation, faster progression, goes back to playing something you love again, and so on and so forth. So find what you love and let that passion drive your guitar journey. That sums out the 7 things I would do differently if I relearn guitar again. Which of these 7 can you relate to? Let me know in the comments. I hope these tips are helpful. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more guitar tips and tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, thanks, bye.